My name's John Cooper, and I'm mixing Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. I started with Bruce. The first shows I did were his Christmas shows in Asbury Park in 2001. There's just a level of attention being paid here, a level of intensity that you don't find everywhere else. It's quite unique in that sense. It's made me a much better audio engineer. It's really fine-tuned my skills over the years. Everything else seems quite straightforward after doing this. Preparation is the key to not having stress. I always recommend to anyone I work with to have backup plans in place. I always recommend we either use a two-engine system with the console or build a two-engine system. Some artists still don't want to pay the difference and they're willing to chance it, but I generally won't go into a situation without making that assessment and giving them that information up front. And you know, anything can fail. If we only have one of something and it fails and it's show critical, the show could stop and the show could possibly not restart. If you don't have a way to finish the show, the accountants can't do their job at the end of the night, and it becomes a real problem. It's truly an emotional and a musical experience for me. My goal is to use the equipment to facilitate getting to the point where the lights go out, and then I don't think about equipment anymore. I can be involved in the music. I think a good music mixer has to disconnect himself from the technical side so you can actually be enveloped in the music and be part of that aspect. Musicians shouldn't be thinking about sound and technical elements. Some artists like that, but most true musicians don't really want to know about that kind of stuff. Anybody I work with, when the band arrives, everything's done. I don't need the drummer to sit there and hit the tom for 20 minutes. That's all been done. You know, that's another part of taking the technical away from the musicians so they don't have to think about that stuff. You know, my goal is for the musicians to come in and be able to create. This is our natural environment. The large crowds, the bigger stadiums, the bigger festivals, that's where the E Street Band sits at home. You know, this is a really loud show, so you know, when I can get a tiny bit further away, open air, no reflections, it becomes really natural. I mean, I found myself turning some things on today that I typically don't use. You know, I'm not a big advocate of using reverb. You know, I just don't need it. Tonight I turned it on for the first time probably in 55 shows. A kid comes up to me and says, what do I need to do? I said, you need to get a legal pad and go listen to your favorite song and write down the instruments you hear. Identify what you're listening to. If you can identify it, you can generally help reproduce it better. I think I'm kind of a rare breed that does what I do at this level that's not a musician, doesn't play an instrument. But I play musicians. You know, those are my instruments. The guys on stage are my instruments. Having a goal and knowing what you're listening for, you know, is really what I would tell the younger guys. And plug in the electronics as needed, but rely on your ears and your instincts and what makes the hair stand up on your arms. You know, that's what matters.